So now we're going to be cutting the rafters. So what I did when we marked out the original gable trusses, I took one and I made one complete cut. And so this is going to be our sample board, so that we put them on top of the other 2x10s and we trace them out, and then we'll cut them so they're all exactly the same. But the next step is when we put a board up here, another 2x8, you always got to look down it. So try to stand it up, look down and see which way the crown is going. So basically, obviously an extreme version because this is a cracked piece, but this would be the crown in the board, if it's going to go this way or if it's going to go this way. And you always want to put the crown to the top side. So the top side of the angle that's down there that meets up to the peak is going to be the top side. So this one here is pretty straight, so we're just going to put it on the way it is. And when we make a sample board, we always try to get the straightest one that we can find, because no board's going to be the same. So we try to find the straightest one, make the sample, and then all the other boards will fall off that. But like I said, the crown to the top, so then when there's weight on it, it's actually going to push down on it.
Kind of like a camber, or not really?
Kind of. So
if like, you don't know.
If it's too much of a scared cat, then don't use it. If it's too much of a crown, don't use it. Use it for the shorter rafters, which we already took some out because they were just too much of a crown. We're not going to use those. Another thing to look for in rafters is they can be knotty, but just not too knotty. Something you could take home to your mama. So, yeah.
Naughty, not naughty.
So one of the most important things to do in construction, just in general, is make sure your blades are sharp. So this one started showing a little bit of signs of wear. I think I hit a staple with it. So very first thing you do is take out the battery, because you don't want it coming back at you. Anyway, it's full of sawdust. Blow it out. And then there's a stop right here. There you go. It locks in the blade. And this one is righty loosey, lefty tighty.
What?
Because it's opposite. Because if it was the other way around, the centrifugal force of the blade would help unbolt it, and then the blade would go flying off. See all the rust on there, all the moisture. But anyway. Take it out. But those are all carbide teeth. Yeah, they look sharp, but it's not cutting sharp. So blades are cheap, and dull blades are very dangerous. So basically, if it's not cutting smooth, it could like basically skip a beat. It could jump and you could cut your finger. I just had one of my clients. He just got these two fingers on his right hand pretty good with his saw. So like I said, dull blades are no good. No bueno, as I would say.
You got that one right.
So I like to use the Diablo blades, are real good. This is a 6.5 inch. And then when you're putting it on, I'll just take the sticker off a little bit. Just so it's not whatever. Anyway, you put it on just like this. Wrong. You put it on like this. The teeth are always going up towards the flat part of the saw. And so you always basically want to see the words. Because if you do it the other way, it'll cut, but not very well. And then, like I said, this goes in backward. I feel like I'm in England.
Why?
Screwing in the wrong way. So you got to talk like this.
I don't think that's not even close.
I heard it both ways.
But it's cute.
And then tighten it, not too much.
Can you over tighten it?
Yeah, you can. Then the next person will be really mad at you.
Oh, okay. Which would be you.
Yeah.
Your future self.
I have a Milwaukee saw, a new one, but I really like the Makita one.
Interesting.
So the Milwaukee's okay, but like I said, the Makita's, I was ready to transition everything into Milwaukee. And as I've been doing it slowly, I just keep going back to Makita because it's just, I was going to sell the Makita stuff because it was still in really good shape. This saw has been used pretty well, but I really enjoy it. So that is all. So basically, to make sure that I have a nice square cut what I do is I know which side my blade's going to be on. So if I put my line to this mark here at the 0, the back side of the blade is where it's going to cut. So that my kerf is going to be on this side. So from the line here, my kerf will be on this side. That's where the blade is. So a kerf is the thickness of your blade. So if I line up the 0 here and the back side of the blade here, then I'll stick right to that line. So I'll show you how I get a straighter cut. Because a lot of people will start back here, but then you don't know where you're lining up to. You got to know where you are. So start there, bring the guard up. So there, and I'm lining the line up with the back side of the blade, and then I plunge in. And then I always follow this. I'm not looking at this, I'm following this. Until I can't see that anymore, then I'll go to the blade. Then it gives you a straight cut. Otherwise, cuts are always this wobbly, and it's go home. If that happens, you don't know what you're doing.
it. Did you do it like that? Isn't that cool?
You got crazy hair. You see Dada?